Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss about fractions and decimal. So I have chosen the topic of fraction and decimal. So we are going to discuss this fraction and decimal of class 7. So what do you mean by the word fraction? So each and every sum I'll try to upload on this channel. Each and every sum, each and every exercise I'm going to cover it. So please subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out any of the videos. And I'm going to solve each and every problems. And if you are having any problem regarding any sums and all, you can ask me on the comment box and I'm going to solve those sum and upload in a separate video. So let's start the class. So what do you mean by this word fraction? Fraction is what? Fraction is a number which is represented as a whole. Okay. And fraction is written by what? P by Q. And P by Q, they both are the whole numbers and Q will not be equal to 0. For example, we can tell 5 by 7, it's a fraction. 10 by 19, it's a fraction. 20 by 100, it's a fraction. Provided that your Q will not equal to 0. That means what? 100 by 0. This cannot be a fraction. So fraction is written in the form what? P by Q. P is the numerator and Q is the denominator. And this denominator will be not equal to 0. Other than 0, any numbers it can be. Okay, so now we are going to classify the fraction. Okay, today in this class I am going to explain this chapter and from the next video I am going to solve the sums. So without explaining the chapter, maybe you can't able to understand, you can't able to get it. So each and every videos are very much important. So don't miss out any of the videos. I'm going to mark it as part wise. So part 1, part 2, part 3 like this so that it would be easy for you to understand and you will not miss out any of the videos. So what is this classification of fraction? First you see proper fraction. What is this proper fraction? The numerator is greater than 0. Okay, what is proper fraction? This numerator I have told you the upper part is called the numerator and this numerator will be greater than 0 but it will be less than the denominator. That means for example 3 by 5, see 3 is what? Greater than 0 but less than the denominator because the denominator value is what? 5. So 3 by 5, that means denominator will be greater than the numerator. In that case, a fraction will be a proper fraction. Again, 4 by 7. Here also, if we compare it, what we can see that denominator is greater than the numerator. Next, 43 by 128. Again, what we can see, denominator is greater than the numerator. So, these are all the examples of proper fraction. Next, improper fraction. What is this improper fraction? A fraction whose numerator is equal to or greater than the denominator is called the improper fraction. Whose numerator is equal to or greater than the denominator. That means just the opposite of the proper fraction. Improper fraction means in proper fraction what? Your numerator is less than the denominator. In case of improper fraction is what? Your numerator will be greater than the denominator. That means here we can see 12 by 7. Here what we can see? Obviously numerator is greater than the denominator. Here 11 by 7. Numerator is greater than the denominator. Here 217 by 89. Here also numerator is greater than the denominator. That means when your numerator will be greater than the denominator, in that case we can tell the fraction is an improper fraction. Okay, next. What is mixed fraction? Now this mixed fraction consists of two parts. Mixed fraction consists of two parts. One is what? A natural number and a proper fraction is called the mixed fraction. One is natural number and one is proper fraction. This is called the mixed fraction. See, 3 is a natural number And 5 by 7 is what? It's a proper fraction. Again, 8, 9 by 11. 8 is what? 8 is a natural number and 9 by 11 is a proper fraction. So together what we can say, this is a mixed fraction. Next, decimal fraction. What is a decimal fraction? A fraction whose denominator is 10, 100, 1000, like this, 10,000. So it's called the decimal fraction. That means, for example, what we can write, 3 by 10, it's a decimal fraction. 327 by 100, it's a decimal fraction. 21 by 1000, it's a decimal fraction. That means your denominator will consist of 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, like this. Next, vulgar fraction. What is this vulgar fraction? A fraction whose denominator is other than 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, like this is called a vulgar fraction. That means here 10, 100, 1000 was the decimal fraction, and other than this 10, 100, 1000, whatever number you will write, all the fraction are called the vulgar fraction. That means if we write here 3 by 11, it will become a vulgar fraction. If we write 327 by 101, it will become a vulgar fraction. If we write 21 by 1001, it is a vulgar fraction. So other than 10, 100 and 1000, whatever number you write in the denominator, that will be your vulgar fraction. So here example we can see 7 by 11, it's a vulgar fraction. 5 by 250, it's a vulgar fraction. 17 by 80, it's a vulgar fraction. Okay, next, like fraction. Two or more fraction having the same denominator is called a like fraction. That means in this case, all the denominators will be equal. That means 3 by 11, 15 by 11, 9 by 11, 45 by 11. These are all what? Like fraction. 3 by 10, 15 by 10, 9 by 10, 45 by 10, it's also a like fraction. Unlike fraction is what? Two or more fraction having different denominator are called the unlike fraction. That means here denominator will be separate, different. 3 by 5, 7 by 11, 9 by 4, 39 by 14. Each and every fractions are different. The denominator is different. In the case of like fraction, what we can, here also we can write, see, 11 by 15. It's a like 11 by 15. Then if we write 11 by 45, means if the numerator is also same, it is also a like fraction. If the denominator is also same, it's also a like fraction. Okay, so next, point number 8 we see equivalent fraction. What is this equivalent fraction? Two or more fraction are equivalent if they have the same value. If the fraction is having the same value, then we can tell it's a equivalent fraction. Next, simplest form of the fraction. What is this? If the numerator and the denominator of the fraction have no common factor except 1, then we can tell the fraction is said to be a simplest form or in the lowest form. Okay, so simplest fraction is what? If the numerator and the denominator will have no common factor except 1 will be only the common factor and no other number will be the common factor, then we can say that the fraction is said to be in the simplest form or in the lowest term. Okay, so these are the classification of different types of fraction which we have discussed in these videos. In the next video, we are starting with the various type of problems of fractions and decimal. So please subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.